Okay, welcome to Chadev, everyone. Are there any community announcements? I have a few. Okay, there is a call for presentations for DevOps Days. If anyone is interested in doing Drupal Camp is coming up, and there is a Gatsby workshop. Gatsby is a JavaScript bring your own data framework that hooks in with React, I believe.
Awesome. Hi, guys. I'm glad y'all came to join and find out what all the fuss is about. Or you're probably here just to enjoy a good lunch, and I wouldn't blame you. But while you're here, I'm going to torture you. Actually, I won't. It's a pretty cool event coming up. We were selected to host the entire state of Tennessee. We beat out 14 different cities for it to get here. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Nation of Makers, but it is a national organization that works with all kinds of makers, leaders in the maker movement, as well as people that organize maker spaces, maker fairs, science labs, universities, you name it. We all come together once a year to look at how we can sustain and grow the maker movement as a whole, everything from science and tech, workforce development. And there, I'm back again.
Put it back. Test. Test.
Okay. Technology, there it is. Ooh, okay. I think we got it now, by Jove. So, so science labs and other groups, we all come together to learn how we can better sustain and grow our movement in our communities and how we can partner on a national level. One of the coolest things that Nation of Makers just helped complete is working with the Small Business Administration to release grants of up to $1 million for workforce technology and vocational training, growing up through maker spaces and partnering with schools and universities and so forth. So that's kind of one of the main things they do. There's lots of other groups they help, but they do kind of serve as a clearinghouse and a gathering way to help develop funding and other opportunities. And this conference brings us all together. So I am going to just add a little more here. So a lot of people think that, is this going to be like a maker fair? And no, it's all about those leaders and the people who we are that kind of organize, grow, and put these things together. So there's a lot of panel discussions. There's engagement, ignite talks, and community builds. The piece in the middle is actually a giant Rosie the Riveter that was constructed from all the other attendees from the Nation of Makers in their maker spaces. They each created a piece of this giant, about 12-foot sculpture. And then we brought it all together at Nation of Makers. And Adam Savage actually led the charge. He was in the exhibit hall all day, pulling people in to work on it. So it's pretty amazing. And the coloration shows a demographic of where each of these spaces come from. So, and the data was all collected. So it was a pretty neat thing to see. And then that has been touring. So and also we have some great keynote speakers. Let's see, I think I can get into that next. I'm going to bring Andrew up to talk about a few of them. Oh, where's Andrew? Oh, he's grabbing food. I'm going to let you talk about Sherry and Sonia, and then I'll jump in with the other two. Oh, well, she's also Fab Foundation.
Okay. So, is that working now? All right, cool. So, I think I got asked to introduce and talk about Sherry because I've actually seen her speak before at a Fab Foundation conference. If you don't know what the Fab Foundation is, it is an organization that spun out of MIT Media Lab to focus on building maker spaces and fab labs in more community environments, whether that's community colleges, public maker spaces that are certified fab labs, or K through 12 public schools. So what you may not know is that the Volkswagen E-Labs that Hamilton County has put in the 16 high schools here in Chattanooga are all actually Fab Lab certified locations affiliated with the Fab Foundation. So Sherry has been managing that community arm of the Fab Foundation and Fab Labs in general for a long time, well over 10 years. And so that she brings a amazing view of not only what's happening here in the U.S. with maker movement and with education, but also in many countries around the world. So I'm really excited to see her speak again and hear more. And Sonia works with her at the Fab Foundation, so I'm sure that she'll have also be
yeah. I can elaborate on that part. So Sherry's going to be giving more of the big picture, broader picture view of what's going on with what's coming out of MIT and the Fab Foundation as a whole. And Sonia will be talking more about how its impact on the community level and ways people are engaging through these different types of maker spaces and community labs. David Kong is also from MIT, but he has a different vision under the Fab Foundation, and he's going to be talking about bringing science and bio into your makerspace. MIT kind of took a look at all these great ways we've been growing and bringing these opportunities in for science and tech, and realized we're missing out on an opportunity to engage people with the right scientific instruments to have access to maybe grow tissue cells or check water and air quality, and to create, to help enhance what we could create going into the future. So he has a really cool keynote to deliver about that. And then last but certainly not least is Sarah Trail. She works with youth. It's a high social impact community project called the Social Justice Sewing Academy. We're actually doing one as a community build here with the library. We can take up to 85 students, and they'll be learning how to use their voice and advocacy to create a quilt that really communicates the needs and issues that they are facing in their community every day. So we have a group coming together for that. That kind of gives you a broad sample, right? You kind of get in the feel. We got some social impact with arts, and then we've got science, and we've got just downright making and additive manufacturing. So I kind of alluded to community builds with the Social Justice Sewing Academy. We also are going to have here a toy hackathon on June 14th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Ezra Reynolds with the Signal Centers is doing that. We also have Go Baby Go from Jackson, Tennessee, Neil Squire Society from Canada, and 18 Nomad. They'll all be coming here. And whether you know how to solder or maybe you don't, you can come, and we'll be trying to make about 100 toys for kids with different abilities during that. And then a project that's already underway here in Chattanooga is the Magic Wheelchair Project. I don't know if any of you have seen these on YouTube. They tend to be kind of viral, but it was started by a gentleman whose 2 sons had muscular dystrophy, and he really wanted them to have opportunities to really engage with people, especially around something as festive as Halloween. So one son, he created the night that, and he rode Toothless and How to Train Your Dragon. So that was one of the wheelchairs, and the other wheelchair was a pirate ship. And he built those with him and his buddies at a makerspace. Well, it caught on, and they've been building these from all over the country. So you might have seen at some of these Comic-Cons, these people in these amazing wheelchairs. There's a Wonder Woman, there's a Superman in his whole ice wonderland. And right now we're working on the Milano from Guardians of the Galaxy for a young girl just outside of Alabama, and because she's a big fan of that. And the Milano is their spaceship, which is, I didn't know this, named after Alyssa Milano. So if you are interested in helping with any of these, come see me after the talk. I'll be happy to connect you with the right people. Or you can just come to NOMCON and check it out yourself. It's going to be pretty cool. The The Toy Hackathon is Friday, June 14th, here at the Edney Building from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Magic Wheelchair is already in process, but we can always take more volunteers. Social Justice Sewing Academy will happen from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Chattanooga Public Library on the 4th floor. So one thing I wanted to mention to you guys, because I know I'm in front of a lot of people that are into computer programming, is the Fob of All Things, or the FAT project. This is started by Nathan Parker and Rachel McCrafty from Ace Monster Toys. And basically they have quite a makerspace and having a dilemma, like many of us do, is who's using that table saw and leaving the dang, safety guard off? Or who's spending all the consumables on my welder or 3D printer? These are these things that drive us nuts in the middle of the night. So they have been working on an open source project, and it's actually going to be tested throughout the entire conference. And people can sign up to actually be part of the testing process and everything else. So it's an interactive badge project. You might see you'll see these different boxes throughout the convention and conference that might be, you go up and you take your badge, and it might have a dragon on top that dispenses breath mints, or it'll have a little video game light up, or different things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but at the end we're collecting all the data, and we'll have a presentation on that, so we'll actually know in real time how well this project is working. So if you want to get involved or check it out, definitely register for NOMCON at www.nomcon.org. That's NOMCON. We're also having several evening receptions. Andrew's actually managing the one for Friday night at Miller Plaza. It's a conjunction with Nightfall. We'll be at the other side. And you'll see a lot of activities. The library's mobile makerspace will be out. Creative Discovery Museum will have their space. So we're going to have a lot of fun and activities. And then we'll continue that on Station Street at Songbirds. This is just a list of some other ways if you might want to get involved. Well, we're too late for exhibit opportunities, I'm afraid. We are down to 2 weeks, so you can attend, volunteer, and also join the Ignite. We still have a few openings for Ignite talks if you want to do this. This is like a Pekka Kucha. You've got a few slides to talk about what you want to with the maker community. It might be an issue you have, or you might want to sing someone's praises. There's all kinds of different ways you can get included with that. And it's nomcon.org/ignite2019. There you have it. So, does anybody have any questions? Yeah. Hold on. I am frozen. There we go. Good question. So it is a 2-day working conference. Something I should have mentioned too is the experience hall is really ramping up to be something pretty amazing. We have about 25 different people exhibiting. We have a huge group from Chattanooga that's going to represent. So we'll be showcasing how we've moved in our community through groups like CoLab and through the help of EPB to grow our little city of makers, as you can call it, or city of creators, as Mayor Burke likes to say. And we grow up through 3D Ops. We'll be there, Branch Technologies, the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga's engineering and computer engineering is going to be there as well with a big presence. But we also have groups like Makey Makey. Let's see, got quite a few. I need, actually, MakerNet from Nashville is doing a vocational tracking program and how to make that happen, and also to try to create a database so we can find out who's making what where. So maybe you need to find a resource in Illinois. The Marketplace Roadshow from Co-Starters will be there to help get you more connected with whatever city you happen to be living in, with that maker ecosystem. Wow, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank here for just a minute. There's been so much going on, but I can, in a few minutes, I could throw up a map that kind of gives you more of an idea. Or if I can disconnect for a minute, I can give you a better idea of my list. Here we go. Yeah, go.
I did want to say and follow up on the Friday night thing. So we see Friday night is obviously a reception for our out of town visitors to the conference, but also it's a celebration of the maker community in Chattanooga and everyone. So it's just part of Nightfall. There will be a an area that's reception for the actual attendees, but we're going to have a lot of folks out on the lawn just demonstrating some of the different maker projects in Chattanooga and showcasing those. So please come out and see some cool stuff. I think there'll be a lot of installations and really neat maker wares to be seen. And again, it's about celebrating the community here in Chattanooga and showcasing them for the visitors. So if you aren't able to register for the conference or able to attend, please still feel free to come out Friday night and see Nightfall and also see the Chattanooga maker community. I think it mirrors 7
to 10, it mirrors
7
Nightfall.
to 10, just like Nightfall. So.
And Saturday night is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Station Street. So, yeah, some of the more national level groups that are going to be coming is ShopBot will be there. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Forest Scientific, but they make not only make some great CNC, different types of plasma cutters, milling equipment, and so forth. They're actually doing a really cool giveaway, up to $18,000 worth of equipment for people to be used only in the community maker spaces or on an educational facility campus, whereas they don't want you to take it home and put it in your garage, but that is available. They also repair CNC machines. And then Patcher is a neat program if you've never heard of them before. It's online building for circuit boards. It's got a really great drag and drop display. They'll be demoing that. And you can actually output your circuit boards and they'll deliver it to you as a finished product. It also breaks down all the costs so you know when you're building your circuit board how much you're actually going to spend, which is pretty neat. So I'm excited to have them be coming up as well. And one of the coolest things about the conference is the food. We have received a really special exception, and Jennifer's been working on this as well as Amanda Varnell from Dish to Pass and Maura Bradshaw. So we've got about 26 different local makers that are putting together the breakfast and lunch on both days, as well as some snacking opportunities. Everything from Pure Soda Works to Mad Priest Coffee, you're gonna see a lot of different things and a lot of different foods. So it's gonna be an exciting event for that. And that is included in the ticket price. So registration is $250 per person for the 2 days of the working conference. There's also a youth ticket, so students up to age 18, kind of about high school age, so 15 to 18. There's a ticket for $125, so some young people that are really into growing and being a big part of the maker movement, this is a great opportunity for them because we'll also have 3 different universities connected, not only UTC, Berry College is going to be there to talk about the first maker degree that's ever been started. It's a creative tech degree, and it's really neat to see how they have incorporated their makerspace into really providing more hands-on learning opportunities for artists to engineers and entrepreneurs, so it's a cool thing. And then Navajo Technical University, so you'll get to see actually what a tribal council university looks like and what they've been doing. They have actually been doing some amazing work with their students, and they're going to have several projects out there. So that's a few of the things. Now, I know some people may not be able to afford $250, and Nation of Makers is really big on being inclusive. Of course, if you do have that money and you're a professional, please go ahead, because that money goes to help us support everyone so we can bring as many people to the table. But there is a pay what you can opportunity. It's on the website under the FAQs, and you can fill that out. And if we can make that happen, we'll be getting back to you with a code to help offset your cost. Awesome. Yeah. No, you don't have to have a ticket to go to the Miller Park activities, although we're going to have a little lounge for attendees that will be separate, but everything else will be out in the public. Any other questions? That's a very good question. So right on the NOMCON has a Facebook page. Let me pull that up so you can see it. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Once I get through the ugliness, I'll put it back up, because there will not be a community day. We talked about it, but then it was a little too disruptive between the programming and everything else we have going on. One of the coolest, I can talk while I'm pulling this up, just so. Yes, he is. So Adam Savage will be there attending. You will see a lot of interesting people. In fact, Adam Savage is participating in a silent auction. We're going to have some autographed items from Adam Savage. Harley, who runs Burning Man, is there as well. And she's giving away Burning Man tickets. Well, they are in our silent auction, so you can come as part of our fundraiser for the event, which is pretty cool. So here we go. Now I can plug this in. Let's see if that comes up. So on Facebook, under Nation of Makers, there's a Facebook page. Oops. And then there's more technical difficulties. There you go. Come up. There we go. Yay! So you can share this right from the Nation of Makers page. Share it myself right now. You can find it on my page as well. You can also go to the Nation of Makers page, which is just nomcon.org. There's a lot of details in here, which is great. You can see the keynote speakers are here, conference agenda. We got a lot of pre-conference tours too, so you're going to see a bunch of makers walking around, going around to branch technologies in different places and so forth. Some of the tracks and topics, Knoxville Entrepreneur Center, that's actually be a panel of different cities about making means business, building a maker community, the influence of artists, bringing bio into Tennessee maker spaces, fundraising, NSF-funded research projects, how to partner with them, and then you got some stuff about how to talk about panel discussions on insurance and tourism, educational pathways. So feel free to get on the website and you can catch some of this stuff. One of the exciting ones I think is going to be the disaster resilience and response. FEMA has learned that it's really important when they go into a disaster area that one of the best places they can go for problem solving and developing ways to serve the community best is their area's makerspace. So they'll be talking about how they got impacted with that and what they've been able to accomplish that way. So those are just some of the examples of the programming as well, but everything is on the Nation of Makers site. including buying your tickets, of course. Gotta get all that set up. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for letting me take the time to visit and chat and kind of share with you what we've got going on. Again, I'll just be hanging out over here, so come see me if you have any questions, ideas, or thoughts, okay? Thank you so much.